Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo,
BEEX project is a no-profit foundation about visual art and photography. If you want to help us, just drop a donation on buymeacoffee.com/BerlinExplorer. Welcome to this new appointment of 50 Minutes of Experience, and today I'm with Lorenzo Boffa from Italy. I don't know where are you based, but I'm sure that you are Italian. Welcome, Lorenzo.
Thank you. I'm really happy to share this moment with you. I'm actually calling you from Rome.
It's nice. I was living there 4 years. And where do you live, Rome?
I live in the north in this moment, but I'm currently looking for a new place where to stay because this is a kind of not well communicated area. So I would like to live in a better place right now.
I got it. Yeah, I know exactly. Rome is a bit difficult.
Yeah.
And we had already a nice interview with you some months ago on our platforms, and today I wanted to share with you just some experience as human, not only as a photographer. And you are every day in the street. I can imagine that you shoot a lot of pictures in the street because you are a street photographer, and will be nice because your pictures are in a way in the middle between the funniest and the serious. Will be really nice to talk with you about some of the nice things you have got in the street. Will you?
How old are you? Did you ask me?
I mean, will you told us something happened nice and funny during the shooting you do it in general in the street?
Well, yes, actually, it happened to me sometimes to be interested in a subject. For example, once I was walking down the street, I saw a man. He was like lying around the corner. I went to take a picture of him, but he looked really like focused on what was happening around, so it was impossible to go candid. So I asked him, and I remember he started looking at me like very deeply, trying to catch what was the sense of my actions. Like, okay, but why do you want picture of me? And I remember he was like juggling with these keys in his hand. He wasn't really convinced, but in the end, he said yes. And a lot of times also it happened to me that for example, I was going around with my camera at bus stop, for example, and shooting at people. Like, and a man, I was at this bus stop, a tram stop actually in Rome, and a man like stopped and asked me, "Oh, can you please would you take a picture of me?" And I'm like, "Okay, yes." So I start taking pictures of him. It's cool. I like the subject, and then he says to a couple like next to him, "Oh, come here, let this man take pictures of you," and ask them to be subjects. And then another man sees the scene and says, "Can you also take a picture of me?" So I started like this kind of photo series.
It was like a photo bombing of people was joining inside of this in this party of picture, no?
Yes, it was nice. It was nice. Actually, I got all the Instagram of these people and I said, "Okay, if you want, I send you the pictures." And that was another part of the story because that man started to tell me, "Oh, give me all the picture." And I'm like, "No, I give you just the ones I like." And "No, you should give me all the." And I'm like, "Bah."
Yeah, I can totally feel that. I can totally feel because yes, to me happens sometimes stuff really funny. The last one, I don't know why it jumped to my mind when you told me the first story that someone stopped me in the street and he asked me, can I ask you why you did the picture of the stuff in the street? Because so sometimes I just take a picture of stuff is laying down in the street. And I said, yeah, just because I like to take picture of food smashed in the street. And he took just 2 seconds to think about, and then he watched at me and said, the food smash is nice, but the vomit is better. what the fuck? And you went away with this, but the vomit is better. And I was thinking, okay, what the fuck you have in your mind? Why I have to shoot the vomit in the street? I don't know.
Well, maybe you will pay attention to that next time. Maybe you find out that actually vomit is nice. I mean, I've never paid attention to that.
But just to jump out from this topic to another, I'll be curious to know more about you as a person also, and what is your research in the street? What attract you to go in the street and taking picture, or what you like to do in general?
Since I started doing properly street photography, I've always been catching people. Just recently I started to get interested also in other subjects like wall stuff, but like mostly I shoot people. What do I look for? Currently I look for reflexes, lots, so people just getting reflexed in mirrors, in all kind of glass stuff. But speaking from more metaphorical or abstract point of view, I look for loneliness, and I don't know, I'm very attracted by the eyes of the people. So the look in the eyes of the people. When I can catch that kind of look in the eyes of the people, I'm very happy. So mostly I like direct looks in the camera. That's what I look for. And when I walk down the street, it's, I don't know, for me, it just combines two passions for me, which is urban exploration, which I like a lot, just walking, seeing new quarters, getting lost and discover, and yes, photography. So that's what brings me to the street, actually. It's something I really like doing for this reason. Public transports are also one thing I really look for when I go out.
It's one of your fetish, we can say.
Yes, definitely. And also, I mean, in Rome, it's wonderful because you have to spend a lot of time on the public transport to do pretty much everything.
Also to wait the public transport most of the time, no?
And, so here is a way you can, I mean, survive the city.
Totally. I totally agree with you. And to go a bit more deeper inside of this conversation, do you recognize a inner feeling, an inner reason why you need this catching the eyes, catching the mirror, catching these lights, this particular light, this particular moment? Do you think this something come from your inner child, or from some experience in your cultural way?
Sometimes I do think about that. I think that for sure the mirror thing, it's something that has a lot to do with me, with my inner structure, let's say. I'm a lot of an imaginative person, a lot of overthinking person, and mirrors reflecting stuff and putting layers on layers is some kind of how I'm made. So I think
we can say in a way that your structure as a person is composed from different layers. That's why you wanna research in this
yeah topic, and like things reflecting themselves in other things. That's a lot how my brain works somehow. Yeah. So that's a part of my interest in that. And also, I mean, I like taking picture of people who are alone somehow, and it's some kind of reflection. I feel alone in a lot of situations. It's part of myself. So there is some kind of reflecting myself in the things that I take pictures of in this sense. Also, I would say there is another part that I think I'm discovering last year, and it has more to deal not with lonely people, but with people like experiencing group moments, like group moments and happiness in groups. It's something I'm discovering. Like I began to take pictures of young people like enjoying. I really like this stuff actually in this moment, like being happy together, going through life in that kind of 18 years old mood. And it's something I begin to like.
I totally understand.
Period. So
I totally understand, because I asked you that question because in a way I do it. I enjoy the same things as mirroring, catching the eyes, or a small group of particular people. So I was curious to know what was your answer about, and. In general, I want to ask you also these other things that you like to catching the eyes of people, and you do it something to catch the eyes of people. I mean, not only point and shoot with your camera, but I mean, like sometimes haven't happened to you to say "fuck you" to someone to just catch the eyes, or something.
No,
similar?
I'm too afraid. I'm I'm really afraid of people like punching me.
Okay. No, because some days ago I had another podcast with another photographer named Maya Ledensky, and we was really laughing about the things that we will like to have like an encounters in the street during you're shooting someone and someone want to kick you or want to punch you, and I will love to have this experience, and catching someone want kick, even if I'm almost taking the kick in the camera, will be the best picture I've ever did in my life.
I don't have this kind of dreams. I also believe that you are taller than me.
Yeah, I'm 2 meters 10.
That's
this is for sure a point that in a way protect me, but also in another way people don't do it. I mean, I got some provocation in the street. Yeah, sometimes in Berlin there is this crazy ride community of bikers, and when you pass on them line to where they ride the bike, sometimes they get fucking crazy. And one times I organized a shooting of some models with a lot of photographers. There was really 30 photographers probably. They was occupying the part of the street, and someone passed with bike and started to say, "Hey, what the fuck? Go away from me!" And I started to say to him, "Man, come down from your bike. Let's see what you can do." At the same time, I was taking picture of him, and he said, "Yeah, you want to see?" I go, "Come there, I kick you." And they said, "Yeah, come, kick me." And and he was with the woman, and he said, "Oh, doesn't matter." I said, "Come on, are you afraid?" And I was provoking him, but because I wanted to see, this. I like. To show that in the pictures, that true that everyone has aggressive part, and it's not something we have to avoid. I mean, it's human part, it's our instinct, and sometimes it's not nice to provoke someone, no? But for me it's so fucking nice, because you can see how someone deal with himself or herself, and in a way show something is totally most of the time hidden from our society. And to go a bit in your privacy, we can say, how do you deal with photography in situation like of intimacy, of private life, taking picture of not only yourself, but also the people are more close to you?
Well, it depends. I'd say it depends from the times. For example, There have been a time where I wasn't shooting a lot, and at the same time I don't shoot my close people. When I'm more in a time where I'm shooting a lot, where I'm a lot comfortable with my camera, then it becomes part of my life, like usual life. So I bring it with me also when I go out with people, and I'm really cool with shooting my friends, for example. But it depends on the time. So I have no problem with that, but usually I don't post like on the web pictures I make of my, I don't know, relatives or my parents. Maybe I could once in a while, but I don't do that. I don't post, I don't know, pictures of my girlfriend. I don't use that. I don't use photography for that usually. When I take pictures of people like close to me, then I just directly send them, like we transfer, like, oh, you remember I took pictures last night, take it. But it's something separate so far for me. And I don't like. I've never developed like a project when I shoot somebody like with an intention. So it's a friend of mine that we put somewhere and stuff. I don't usually do that. So they are kind of separate work. I like to take pictures of the people I love because it's funny and because I feel comfortable in some moments, but they are separate from what I do usually.
I'm actually thinking about also in a way or another that you are so similar to a friend of mine from the past. Really, the same look, same hair. I mean, it's your soul, yeah. And it's funny because during this podcast, I'm meeting a lot of photographer and also another photographer. I met this girl from Poland. She was so the same of a friend of mine, the same. And when I showed her the picture of this girl and also the picture she do it as a photographer are the same and the same feeling they have. And I said, yeah, you I don't know, you found this sauce in the world, you know. But yeah, that's off topic stuff. Just I wanted to ask you, last question is about what would you like to, if imagine now someone will listen this podcast and probably you can have an opportunity, okay, let's imagine that. And what would you like to communicate in a way, like what kind of experience you would like to do it as a photographer, as a human in this case, and in which sector, in which way, you know, if someone will propose you a work, what kind of work would you like to doing as a photographer?
Yeah, currently I would love to do documentary photography, and precisely I would like in a future, like in some years, I would like to do family documentary photography. I'm discovering this kind of world. I've seen a lot of good photographers. Usually they are women, but I think there will be also men in this sector. And I think it's crazy. It's something that I like because there's something in the shooting intimacy of families that I really like. It's some other thing that has to do with something which is mine. So I would really love in a couple of years to be able to do this kind of thing also for a living, because I love this kind of pictures, like being inside the family and shoot this kind of thing that I feel that they are so secret, so intimate, but so close in a way, you know?
So when
the opportunity to be close.
When you mean a family, can you explain more in which way you will portray this family? I mean, it's one shot work, it's a long project, short project.
Well, okay. For example, let's say something that, as I've seen before, as I've seen so far, people usually they are like documentary photographers for a living, and they also use this kind of technique to documentary photography for families. So for example, there is a family and ask you for family pictures, but in an artist way. I mean, in a way which is different from the ones you do with your iPhone during your life. And they pay you like for 3-4 days, and you spend some time, you get inside and you take pictures of them. I don't know, for example, going for a walk, or when they play together, when they prepare dinner, when the kids are playing their stuff.
Really documenting the life of every day. I mean, or
the life of every day of the families, yes, but with your eyes, and you have full access to this secret world and to these lights, which are everyday lights, but you can catch them and you can make them beautiful in a way that nobody could, because every.
So then I have to go along this question, and I want to ask you, and even if this is the point, because documenting sometimes also doesn't show the beauty of something, but show many other feelings. But there are some cases, we can say in Italian way, people approach to photography most of the time. I mean, probably Rome less than Naples. But I come from Naples, so then I can say my experience in that. And most of the people want the picture; they want to look beautiful. They wanna construct picture, And it's difficult to sell this kind of service because even sometimes people want. Most of the time, people want look really in a totally alternative world,
yes.
just in their mind,
Yes.
And, what I can imagine you will like to portray is something more raw, more cruel, also more cruel, we can say, I mean, if you get in touch with the family, it's more cruel. You will not say no. Probably you will say, I do it also for free if you can let me do it,
maybe sometimes yes, but I think a couple of things about that, like, for example, people who want to show off in photographic services, like, are people who aren't somehow, and they want to look like better and than they are. They want to look richer than they are usually. I mean, apart from better. These kind of services I'm talking about, they are not like they are kind of expensive, and I think these are things for rich people who don't need to look better or richer than they are, or to show off, like when you are shooting for your 18th birthday in Naples. Like
this is so cool.
I know what you're portraying in your mind, and it's kind of different ambient. Also, I totally agree on the fact that you are not showing the reality, because the reality has also fights and stuff, and you could show children crying. You wouldn't show maybe parents having a fight because they are paying you, and maybe you give them also those pictures, but they won't show them, and it's fine with that because it's a job nevertheless. So
okay. I mean, I got your point. So this was Lorenzo Boffa, and from Rome. That's all today, and I thank you a lot, Lorenzo, for this nice talk. And I hope someone will listen this podcast and will hire you for a family photo short book, and with good and bad stuff, we can say, with rich and poor stuff. So
yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Learn more about our project at allmylinks.com/Berlin Explorer, or visit our Instagram and follow Berlin Explorer Project.